find it. Good girl. Good girl. Well, I'm not sure yet. This looks like a pretty nice buck. I'll tell you what, I'm on a little bit of a string this year. I think that makes up maybe for some of the hundreds of miles of walking. Of course, this one's chewed up already. Darn, it's gotta be this year's. Look at this match set laying right here. Darn squirrel. Dude, that's a heck of a deer. Big old 9. He's a big 9, looks like. With a nice split there, wow. That chewed off, that 4 is actually pretty decent, I think. That 4 would have been up a little bit. Chewed off the 2. That sticker, man, the squirrels get to him quick. Gotta get him picked up. It's a good find though. Pretty lucky year so far for me. Find it, Molly, find it. Come on. Lane, look at these beds. South facing sun. Bed. Beds. There's some awesome beds up here. Actually, you can tell right where they'd be facing with the northwest. Get the sun here. Well, we're still working on, it's windier than heck, but if you look at this south face, this whole thing actually lines up perfect. It's and there's some big bucks in here. Kind of up on a ridge, and we can spot it. Actually, there's a rub line, and then there's these trails actually, they parallel, and it actually kind of funnels it. So we're really hoping to bring another stand in, and we're going to put another one somewhere here with a good access. But it's looking pretty good. Come on, Molly, find it. Find it. Find it, find it. Come on. Okay, same spot, just a little further down the line. Basically just walking this ridge, and look at this. Big rub right there on the edge, just glowing in that sun. Awesome. The key is going to be getting in and out of this clean. Same ridge trail, same concept. I think we had a good buck working this. All right, it's early morning, March 13th. Doing some kind of turkey scouting too, actually. Just finishing up some shed hunting. Walking some CRP, and just happened to look down here on the edge of the beans. There's a shed right here. It's actually last year's. I'm surprised it must have got either turned over or potentially carried by a coyote or something, because I think we would have seen that. Some turkeys gobbling back there. Actually, I was looking a little closer. I think it just got bleached out. So he probably dropped it earlier and just sitting out there in the sun. Well, I'm soaked. This is the kind of sign you like to see right here. Kind of a little bedding pocket. I'm gonna try to do some TSI maybe around this, but leave some of these little patches, maybe kind of give them security. But you can tell there's beds up here where they've been up in the sunlight too, so that's a heck of a rub. Several kind of clusters of them back here. All right, the goal today is we're killing some smooth brome. That brome we burnt should be coming up a couple inches. We're gonna go 2 quarts of Roundup glyphosate per acre, and that's the recommended dose. Put some surfactant in it and we'll be good to go. Well, that's a really good feeling, getting this sprayed in here in this walnut grove. I'm gonna start thinning some of these walnuts out too, and kind of maybe selectively kind of choose the ones that may end up producing to be a decent walnut tree. But as you know, it's tough to grow anything in there. But getting ready to go back and do some hinge cutting and kind of get rid of the rest of the elms that I got back in the other cedar clearing. I'm gonna kind of lay them over for some cover for the first couple of years and then make sure they're dead after a couple. But I'm really happy with how this sprayed. It was a little bit damp in some spots, but I think we got the majority of it. I can come back with a hand sprayer and get some of this other brome, but wanted to get it before it got too tall so we could cover it good, but thought I did a really good job on it. Just kind of got to multitask too. That's one other thing, you know, get the saw and everything loaded up. Time's kind of precious, and I'm very fortunate to have an understanding wife, and she knows how short that window is in the spring to get a lot of work done. So that's kind of what I'm doing today. Maybe I'll get a couple shots of just some of that hinge cutting, but it's a beautiful day. Well, this walnut grove looks a little different now all of a sudden. Kind of makes me cringe a little bit. It's over 30 years old. We planted these when I was a kid, and a lot of them just aren't doing any good. So had to thin some out. I'm gonna come in, and now that I got this brome killed, I think next fall I'll probably come in and put some switchgrass in here. I'd like to get it up and just kind of have it for that. We debated getting the trees out of here and farming it, but I think the extra cover will be good. We got plenty of crop ground around, so got a few areas I've got designated for some food plots still, so should be good. All right, behind me here, these are a bunch of the elms that were left. This is where all the cedars were taken over, and we got those cleared last summer. Kind of left these for some cover trees. I was hoping to hinge them, and that's what I'm gonna do here. They're mostly elm, one or two locusts, like a thorny honey locust. But basically it's all bedding, and it really goes up to this high ridge where they bed, and I need some cover for getting in and out of here, at least until we start getting a couple years growth. But it's gonna be some work, but these will go down pretty quick, I think. Well, like normal, just get a little carried away. Get this saw in my hand, it's a bad deal. This is a spot, there's a stand I'm in back in this bedding area. It's a spot I hunt maybe once or twice a year. And I knew I needed to drop some trees. Got a couple cedars out of here that's gonna open up to where I can see, and then I got kind of a tunnel where I basically mow one of my trails up to it. It kind of leads them into here, and then now I've kind of got it a little bit to where they're kind of directed. Take that path of least resistance. We'll see if it pays off. You never know. It's a strategy that's worked for me in the past. All right, well, once again, it's amazing what you can do with a chainsaw and a couple tanks of fuel. But this cedar right here I just dropped too is kind of cool. I'm gonna make kind of my transition or a path out of here. Obviously it's gonna give them something to eat. It does give them kind of a sense of direction and some trails, but that cedar's gonna make them come around and basically come out into where we got a big food plot here, big clover chicory plot. Got a water tank here that's been a good draw, and tower blind here. Hopefully Lane or one of us gets an opportunity this year. But that's gonna be some nice bedding. It's crazy. I've got one other area over here I let go for about a year now, and it's already got some good tall woody browse in it. So a lot of good stuff coming up out there for them.